I'm Quentin Piotrowski. I'm here representing multiple people tonight. Scott's going to pass out something to you. It's a gift from me. It's a lottery ticket. It's not to be insulting, but it also has information on it to you. It's got 411, it's got 911, it's got 187 Rockasans, it's got 101st Airborne. I lived in the 440 area code. It's on one of them. 411 is information tonight. You're telling me tonight, I changed my speech a little bit about this is random. It's not random, sir. I am a generation of Quentin William Piotrowski, my son Quentin William Piotrowski II, my wife, Laura Roskelly, her mother, Trinity Roskelly, her mother, Valora Roskelly, cosmetology, Business Professionals of America. I have a Letterman's jacket. And I brought this especially. A lot of people correlate Letterman's jackets with sports. All right? On this letter has not more or less sports and academics. I am the Vice President of the Class, Chapter, and Region, Business Professionals of America, Auburn Career Center. Right here, academics and sports. My son, your future, possibly, who's in the lottery right now. I'm not showing you his sports right now. I'm showing you his academics since 8th grade, since they gave the awards out. 3 years, academics, 4.0. He's a sophomore. They were giving these academic pins out in his 8th grade year. We were in 6th and 7th grade, 3.0 to 4.0. He'd have more. These are his sports. He's only a sophomore. My son Quentin, who's also an alumni, who graduated from here, was cheated out of 2 months worth of landscaping. Missed 2 classes, very upset about that. Still got his credentials. He should have come back over the summer or in the evening to finish those credit hours out, to get those skills that he never received. Paving, greenhouse, didn't get them because of COVID. If it was my year, we wouldn't have graduated. We'd had to come back to the night class or come back the next year to finish. My wife was cosmetology. My wife's mother was a cosmetologist here, learning here. She was a teacher here. She was also our prep for testing for the board to become a cosmetologist. My mom was a prodigy of my class before it was information processing. It was data entry. Her best friend was here. I represent 4 generations here. This school is not random. I changed my speech because I heard the word random. We had to come in here for interviews, not 1, but 2 interviews. Yes, we had to be selected. You can't just hand out certificates at the end of the year. A child that has gone to school wants to come here and his average is C, while there's kids that are sitting out there with A's and B's and are struggling to make it through. He graduates with a C or less than a C, whatever the criteria is. He becomes a 911 EMS, a doctor, by the skin of his teeth with a C average. He really didn't want to be here. You guys opened up the application process on November, whatever the date was, can't be certain here. But there was people selected before. You can go to my Facebook page, and when I posted it, it's pinned. There's a lady that said their child was accepted into that class, whatever class she was accepted into, before the application process. She was sent to her house a letter saying that she was already accepted. This is the same application process that I went through, showing interest in the class because we got to choose 2 classes. Is that the same nowadays? If it is, you write out a little application and say, hey, I'm interested. Call me when it's time. She got a letter that said she was accepted without an interview. My child, who's in the lottery system right now, filled out the application on time, sent it in. But there's kids that have already been selected. So now he's in round 2. So that C student that's barely getting by miss that one step at your house in CPR, trying to resuscitate you, because he really didn't want to be there. That girl that's on the page, on my page, that got the acceptance letter, her mother said to me, she doesn't even want to go to Auburn. She was just going because the school made her go as an elective. Now you got that C student, somebody that struggled to get by or didn't want to be here and forced by their parents to be here because they got that acceptance letter, and it does happen. Doing CPR on you. You got my student, my child, or other children out there that need to be in that class, that want to be in that class. It's not doing your resuscitation. I'm a veteran. I'm a Christian. I put the armor on, not the armor of God today, but the armor for our children, all of our children, not to be randomly selected. It's a privilege to come to this school. You have to go through criteria per class. When you got kids that are upset and sitting there wanting to get into this class, and then they hear, face it guys, Facebook is live. I'm live. Not only are they seeing me today, but they've seen these other parents on my feed stating, my child's already been accepted. Somebody else's child is waiting to get in. They may not get in. You said it's random. I've heard people from your administration call it the lottery. You're saying it's random. I've heard people from your administration, more than one person, call it a lottery. Throw the names in the hat and pick them out. Your administration. Why? Why am I telling you guys this? Because you guys don't have your communication together. Why would you say random, lottery, in the hat, misinformation? Your staff's failing you. Like you as board members are failing my student, your student, our students. I think we need to drop that random. I think we need to get back to what we were allowed to come here for. Our education to move on to the future and make the bigger, better programs in this community. You got to double up the classes. I did the speeches here. I learned here. My claim to fame was I spent all my time in cosmetology class because it was right next door to the Business Professionals of America. Programming their computers, getting my hair done. I had hair down to here. I was in every other class programming their computers. I left this school thinking that it was not for me. Computer changed every single year, and it's changed every 6 months, every month since I've graduated from here. I went into the military. I used computers. I used my organizational skills. I used my leadership skills. I commanded 10 to 30 plus people. I left the military. I'm going to be nobody. I have $300 in my pocket. I'm going to deliver pizzas, and I'm going to be happy. I became general manager in 6 months of Mayfield Papa John's. Then I bought my own pizza shop because I didn't like what they were doing. Sold my pizza shop, bought a delivery service, made it the biggest delivery service in Northeast Ohio before Uber Eats. Now I'm semi-retired out of medical. I put forth all my skills and all my knowledge to my children. Tell them to be the best that they can be. How can they be the best that they can be if they're only randomly selected? They can't. They got to hope to have a lottery. So I hope you guys win today. And I hope the ones that you guys understand. 440, I'm from here. 411 is information I just gave you of my generations that have graduated 911, I hope you don't get that C student that missed that one step in CPR. I hope all these children that graduate become somebody in their class that they've done, or that they've moved on to the military, 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne Rangers here, Marines outside, 187 Rakkasan right here. We came here, we came to raise our children here, get rid of the random.
Thank you very much. Thank you.